Well, hello. It's Dr. August Dunning, and I do these nifty little beach walks talking about dry fasting. And today I'd like to say welcome to all the new subscribers. I've had quite a few over the weeks I've been kind of vacant here. And I thought I'd introduce you to dry fasting, kind of what it's all about. I know a lot of you are in the middle of one right now, and that's really exciting, for me especially. And you'll find that some things will be happening to you that you would have never expected to happen just by not eating and not drinking for a few days. This is a Russian therapy. It's used in Russia to cure intractable diseases that medical science can't seem to solve, but dry fasting does. And the way it works is after a certain amount of time, you run out of glycogen. You stop eating, you stop drinking. And just a tip, I like to do it in the evening. I like to start a dry fast in the evening because 48 hours into it, you're going to end up running out of glycogen. Because you're not eating, you're not drinking. And you're going to get headachy, you're going to get tired because you don't have the sugar in your blood because you're not drinking or eating anything. And what happens is you go through what is called an acidotic crisis where you actually drop into ketosis. And when that happens, some wonderful things happen. First thing that happens is you start tapping fat cells because your body's going, whoops, well, I need plasma glucose because without plasma glucose, I can't stay alive. The brain doesn't work and the blood doesn't stay alive. So yeah, it starts tapping fat for the triglycerides, which breaks down into glycerol and free fatty acids, which produces in the liver plasma glucose to keep everything happy, your brain and your blood. It also releases the free fatty acids from the triglycerides, which go into the bloodstream and head out to all the cells in the body. And that turns on your ATP production, because you have two ways to make energy. ATP is produced by sugar or fats, simply. And so that keeps going on. Everything's great. But what happens next is really, really incredible. I'm sure you've heard of stem cell therapy. And what happens in a dry fast is you get an endogenous stem cell infusion for free, because when you stop eating any food and the pancreas turns off and protein kinase A drops to almost zero, it's the signal. It's the signals for the stem cells to start regenerating. And really what happens is because you've stopped eating and stopped any kind of nutrition coming in, all your cells would like to keep replicating, like your somatic cells, but the stem cells are really special because the stem cells go into a state called interphase. And what interphase is the stem cells open up, their genetics, the helixes unwrap in preparation for duplication, replication. And during this time period in interphase, which lasts for days, whatever time it takes to repair every single bit of damage to your DNA code is repaired. PARP enzymes are active and start identifying the locations where you have strand breaks, double strand breaks, incorrect code violations, and sort of so forth and so on. Base enzyme repair processes start that end up repairing all that damage, and it stays open until it is repaired. Because when you do reintroduce nutrition, it starts replicating like crazy. You got millions of brand new cells flooding through the body. But one thing that happens on day 3 is also that the fat cells are tapped, and inside the fat cells are a specific type of stem cell called a Mus-AT stem cells. These stem cells are pluripotent. They can become any cell in the body directly. They don't have to go through the transit amplifying phase and all this other jazz, and just directly creates the cells it needs. And here's the cool thing. Because it's released into the bloodstream, it repairs the vascular wall like that, all over the body. These things charge to the body, 3 times a minute. Every 20 seconds, it goes through the thyroid. That's your recirculation time period. And repairs the vascular system and the heart. Meanwhile, your stem cells are getting fixed. Your genetic stem cells are being repaired and made perfect again. And then some really interesting things happen because you'll end up getting a new immune system. Why do you get a new immune system? Well, because when you go into a dry fast and you start this process of stem cell regeneration, stem cells require immune system cells to direct them and guide them to where they need to be in each niche. So you get a new immune system. That's a good thing. Because you're not eating or drinking, the parasites that rely on you eating and drinking can't survive. They parch out, they die off. And there's no place for them to hide, because during this time period, you've got autophagy running full force. Macro, micro, chaperone mediated, and what happens is these processes dump all the toxins in the cells into the extracellular matrix, so there's no place for parasites to hide. And it gets dumped from the lymphatic system into the bowel and the urine and stuff, and it's like there's no place for them to hide, so they end up dying off. And you'll notice that at the end of a dry fast, you don't crave sugar, you don't crave pastry, you don't crave donuts, you don't crave this stuff any longer. So this is really an important factor that I'll bring up in a minute. So what you're doing now is you're getting through this period of autophagy, which is cleaning and repairing and getting rid of bad stuff. You're getting rid of senescent cells, these bad actors that produce SASPs, which are a type of chemokine that they secrete that encourages other cells to become senescent. They're extremely inflammatory. Inflammation goes down. So there's really great benefits. So let's talk about the drawbacks. There's only one, really. It's hard to sleep. Towards the end of a dry fast, towards the end of a 5-day or 7-day dry fast, you're going to have trouble sleeping. Well, your cortisol is really elevated because what wakes you up in the morning? Cortisol. And if you're not really waking up metabolically, the cortisol is trying to wake you up, and it'll keep you awake, and it's really hard to sleep. I use a room fan. That white noise puts me out. I also practice something that the Navy SEALs figured out, which is called box breathing. It's inhaling for 4 seconds and holding it, exhaling for 4 seconds and holding it, and what it does is it lowers cortisol. It puts you in the healing mode. It puts you in the parasympathetic mode. So that really helps a lot. You can also go out and walk outside. And because this is not a therapeutic, hard, dry fast like they do in Russia, you can take showers. You can, take a bath, take a shower. Don't swallow any water. That'll kind of interrupt the whole process. But if you do this, you'll be able to regenerate yourself and fix old problems that will ache during the dry fast. If you go into a dry fast and you hurt and you ache, the reduction in inflammation, you're going to get a lot of pain reduction. But what happens is old injuries never had a time long enough in sleep to repair themselves, and now it does because you're extended the sleep process. I mean, realistically, you dry fast every day. From the time you go to sleep to the time you wake up in the morning, you're not eating or drinking, and that's dry fasting. But it's not long enough to really solve the big problems. So this is the benefit of all this sort of thing. And those aches and pains may be a little dull ache. It's not a sharp pain. And what happens is you end up getting out of the dry fast. You restore your electrolytes because you have to restore your magnesium, potassium, and sodium because you need the sodium to get things into the cells. You need magnesium to replenish the magnesium that was used to move the ATP out of the cells. And potassium for blood and heart. So you're going to notice you're not in pain anymore. Now, the reason I suggest for obese people doing a dry fast is because it will drop like 15 to 18 pounds of fat. There's no exercise that'll do that. Only dry fasting gets you kicked into that. So what'll happen, though, is you'll take 15 or 18 pounds of stress off your joints and your ligaments. Then you start walking. Walk in the morning before you eat. Because what happens in the morning is your contraction of muscles just to walk forces out a compound called GLUT4. What GLUT4 is basically a sugar sponge. And at this point of the morning, you're the lowest level of insulin you'll ever be during the day. So you capitalize on that by using GLUT4 to sponge up all the sugar, lower insulin even further to the point where it actually releases growth hormone. So a 10,000 step walk, I use a 5,000 step followed by another 5,000 step, and I use coffee and green tea extract to have a thermogenic effect to melt down the fat. And yeah, it really works. I mean, I'm really trim these days from doing this, because after a dry fast, you'll feel like doing it. Don't run, just walk. You know, you'll end up losing the subcutaneous fat, a lot of your visceral fat, and that'll be a really great thing for you health-wise. So that's the deal. Now, that's why I don't water fast. Water fast doesn't protect the muscles. It doesn't stimulate growth hormone. It requires that you start dissolving muscle tissue to make ketones and stuff, so it tears you up while it's trying to keep you alive. And I talk about it in my book, The Phoenix Protocol. So get the book if you haven't gotten the book. If you have subscribed and the book is on the way, or you're in the middle of a dry fast, congratulations. You're part of this longer living team, longer, healthier team. And that's why you're here today. So yeah, if you're obese, do a dry fast. After the dry fast is over, replenish your electrolytes and start walking in the morning. You know, get your protein in at 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and that'll trim you up too. So that's kind of the message today for all the new people that have come on and subscribed and they bought the book and doing a dry fast. I love you guys. You know, this is why I'm doing this. You see, I'm a Hippocratic doctor, not an MD. Hippocratic doctors need to know all the stuff that the MDs need to know, and a lot more, because they don't teach them really well in schools these days. But I can't do surgery, can't prescribe poisons, can't do that stuff. So really, it's the best type of medicine. So that's where we sit. You have joined a team that is extending their lifespan. My other books, Neogenesis, Staying Here, and The Science Behind Manifesting. This is a time travel channel. If you want to live longer, live younger, live healthier, and not get sick, and extend your life way past the normal human lifespan, that's in that book here, Staying Here. You'll see how and why. Then yeah, you've right to the right place. I would suggest sending this video to your friends and people that are having trouble with their weight, having trouble with their health, and introduce them to dry fasting. This is the first step. Because what you do when you dry fast is you find out that you are in control of your health. You are the person that can actually make yourself stay healthy. You don't need doctors or hospitals. You need a plan. And that's what the book, The Phoenix Protocol, is all about. It's your plan for a longer life and a healthier life. So yeah, please send this out. Please click the like button, hit the smash button if you're watching this on a cell phone. Please subscribe. Encourage other people to subscribe. And I don't monetize these things, so it requires you to do a little work on your own and click the like button, that kind of stuff. You know, no big deal. Anyway, my name is August Dunning, and I really am happy that you're doing this. I'm really pleased that you've decided to select this type of healing methodology, because you'll really benefit by it. And for all of you that already watched these videos, as you know, I will see you later.
Yes?
We have a message. Can you remind people to subscribe, please, sir?
What now?
Please.
Oh, very well.